Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Saturday Night Watch Talk. I'm here with my friend Keith. My name is Sanjay. I hope you're doing well today. And yeah, it's good to have you with us. Good to have you, Keith. How
Good
are
to be
you,
here.
sir?
I'm good. The weather just like this today and tomorrow is like unbelievably good for this time of year, so I'm just kind of enjoying it.
Yeah, yeah. We went out too today. We went to the zoo, and what else did we do? We played around in the park. Had a good day today. So
Nice. I
yeah,
don't want
the
to
kids.
bore the people watching, but really quick, I told you I was cleaning my car earlier today, but
Yeah,
I'm
yeah. I
not
was
good
gonna
at
ask.
it. What's your method of not getting streaks on the windshield when you're cleaning it?
Ah, it's tough. Um, so what product do you use? Do you use a product at
I don't
all?
even want to say, just Windex
No,
and like a
Windex is good.
microfiber cloth.
Like a glass cloth, glass
Yeah,
microfiber,
a
or
glass one, yeah.
okay. So yeah, so that means you're probably not getting a lot of lint on there. Um, Streakiness, you have to dry the Windex basically. So
Okay.
you spray the Windex onto your cloth. You wipe it down, or you can spray it directly on the windshield,
Okay.
which I don't like because of the overspray, but, I personally don't like doing that, but you can, and then you wipe it down with one side, you flip it over, dry it right away.
Okay.
That's the best way to avoid streaks, and
Okay.
also try to hit every spot. So you go in a picture it as a rectangle, so you'd
Uh-huh.
go around the rectangle, and then you can start going this way. So you're hitting the edges first,
Okay.
but, that's my way of keeping streaks to a minimum.
Nice.
It's hard though. I mean, especially with
Yeah, yeah.
older vehicles, because it's a little greasy on the windshield,
Mhm.
so you gotta clean it really well. Um, and, there's always gonna be some streak somewhere.
I'll do it during
Um
the day, and then I'll drive at night, and I'd be like, "What where'd all these streaks come from?"
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And that's, like, my biggest fear. Like, when I'm detailing and, I hand a car over to a customer, I'm like, "Okay, it looks good now."
Yeah, yeah,
I'm horrified at them, like, driving at night or hitting the light hitting it in a certain way, and
yeah.
oh, man, it's yeah, gives me nightmares. But yeah, what's on your wrist?
Um, a little hard to take off today. I'm wearing the SPB 313. I'm loving
Cool.
this watch. Been the main watch I've been wearing lately,
Yeah,
and,
to
it's
work
just
and
perfect
everything?
for me. So what'd you say?
You wear it to work?
Yeah. It
Yeah,
doesn't fit under a cuff,
right.
uh, but I just undo the cuff, I just undo the button, and it works out okay.
Well, if you take it off the NATO, it might, right?
Yeah, yeah. I only have this in the, bracelet, and I'm not a fan of the bracelet. It just makes it too heavy, and
Yeah.
the class is kind of big. Um,
Now,
but I'm waiting on Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, would you be one of those guys who, and no offense to those guys, you know who you are. Would you be one of those guys who is completely against leather on divers?
No, I would do that.
Okay.
What I wanna do is get a rubber strap for this, and I want one from Uncle Seiko, but it's been out of stock, and he thinks it's gonna be in soon. So I'm just
Okay.
waiting for that and wearing the NATO in the meantime, so,
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah.
Have you considered Tropic?
I've considered it. I like the Uncle Seiko one just because, well, for one, it has the lug, the correct lug, size for Seikos, and for two, they make short ones.
Okay, yeah.
And the Tropic
That's
ones,
pretty good.
I've had a hard time looking for a short one,
Yeah.
but maybe it would work anyways, I don't know.
Yeah, that short one is a big deal. 'Cause, I
Yeah.
mean, usually rubber straps, especially like Tropics, you have holes down the entire strap, right? So you're
Yeah.
kinda okay. Um, but yeah, it's not nice to have, like, a huge tail coming out the side, so,
Yeah, yeah. What are
um,
you wearing?
on my wrist is, Oris,
Oh,
Aquas.
nice.
I was wearing the King Seiko earlier today, but I just put this guy on the bracelet, just now, actually. So,
And do you have a preference yet, bracelet or rubber strap?
you know what? I don't like rubber straps, but I think
Oh, okay.
the rubber strap is the winner here.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Does that mean the bracelets is bad? If you don't
Sorry,
like rubber
no, no, the
straps,
bracelet's great.
but you prefer the
It just
okay.
it loses something, right? It's
Yeah, it does
like
kinda.
it's not as striking. The green's less. It's
Yeah.
less. It looks like every other watch now, but with the green rubber strap on this beautiful green dial. Oh, it's just it's nice. I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of too much green in some ways, but
Uh-huh.
this looks like every other Aquas now. But when it's on that green strap, it looks unique. It's different.
Yeah.
Kind of a good segue into the topic of this of this stream, but
Okay.
not quite. We'll say hi to everyone first. I'm Retrieving Watch Collector. Good to see you. Um, Pretty original to put luxury watches in a car trunk. Kevin Hawthorne from Lake in Florida. Good to see you as well. Hey, Neff. Hope you're doing well. Let me get this right out of the gate. I went to the ED to pick up my dad's Pelly, tried on the 37mm Spirit, and it's spectacular. I was truly blown away, especially for the price. I know, right? It's good. Keith, have you had a chance to try it out?
I have tried it on, not on the bracelet, on the I think it was the leather strap, the blue one I tried on.
Okay.
I did like it. I would my perfect one would probably be the titanium with gilt in the 37 millimeters.
That probably would be my perfect one too. But since it doesn't exist,
Yeah.
the next perfect one for me is the blue one. But yeah. So you like the size and everything?
Yeah. It
Yeah.
it felt small at first, and by the time I was even done trying it, I'm like, "Oh, yeah, that's regular." Like,
Yeah.
I would think I'd get used to it just fine.
Yeah. Yeah. It still has those long lugs, so it feels more substantial.
Yeah.
I found at least.
Mhm.
Better than Alcus though, maybe. This is nuts. Hey Reinhard, hope you're doing well, sir. Good to see you. Wilson, good to see you. Marcus, how are you, sir? Good day to you as well. Bill K, how are you? Scott Tarlow, good to see you. Great choice on the 39 Pelagos. Pelagos. Um, but everyone else, let us know what you're wearing. Pale Horse, how are you? Good to see you. Mez9 and Chaz, good to see you guys. Let's see. Justin is strapped in. Walter, Caliber YQG. Neff went hiking and is wiped. I'm wiped too. Um, it was a long day. It was a good day. It was a long day. Mez9 says, so down with the Longines, but torn between several pieces. Third Sun Spirit, 36 Legend Diver. Green and beige. Step it up a bit to the big eye. Yeah, so many good watches. The 36 Legend Diver is kind of underrated too, I think. But although I was kind of disappointed with the movement. I don't know if they've changed it recently at all, but that movement felt archaic. Felt like a Seiko movement, not like the normal Great Longines movement. Wilson was wearing the Sea of Clouds. Cool. Nilo, how's it going? Um, did I say hi to you, Ken? If I didn't, hi, Ken. Hope you're doing well. Chaz is wearing the Peacock. Oh, great choice, sir. Nilo's wearing the SKX 007 Classic. Hey, Lex, hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Walter's wearing the Squally Tropic. Marcus is wearing the Seamaster 300 Heritage. Cool. Let's see. Any more? Oh, Alex is wearing the Geraldenta Arena by Retro this evening. I have no idea what that is, but I'm sure it's excellent. Don't like rubber. Tisk tisk. Now says I think it's more striking, but save the bracelet, put it back. Save. I'll put the rubber strap back. Yeah. Kind of a rant on this. I've got a bone to pick with Oris. I know that might surprise you guys, but
I feel like I'm having deja vu right now.
no, I mean that in jest. I know that's kind of loaded considering my past with Oris, but So they give you this guy, right? This is the tool that comes with this watch, which I will put on so that I don't do something to it or magnetize it. Um, okay, has a poker, right? For poking out the screw bars. Let's just say that. And on the inside, it's got the tri-wing screwdriver. I don't know if you guys can see any of this, but I hope you can. But the tri-wing screwdriver to get out the screw bars. This is the wrong size. It does not fit this watch. I mean, it's undersized. It will work, but um, chances are good that you will strip it.
Mm.
So it's too small, but it will work. Um, Flathead screwdriver for the bracelet sizing, too big, will not work. Way too big. So this is completely useless. You can't use it on this watch at all. And spring bar tool. I mean, seriously, why is there a spring bar tool in this? It's got screw bars, right? Unless if I'm not quite getting it. So
Yeah, I remember sizing
um,
the Aquas that I had. Actually, my Laurier screwdriver worked perfectly. I think I forget the unit of measurement, but it's like 1.2 or something
yeah,
that's used for the Aquas. I don't know
yeah.
what they gave you there.
I haven't measured it, but it's way wider. And this is the 41 millimeter Aquis. So like the Goldilocks one. Um, this, I want to say 1.5. It's really wide.
Oh, okay.
I feel like this might work on the 43.5 millimeter bracelet, which had a slightly more substantial screws. Maybe they're just supposed to be like a tool that you use with your other watches. Um,
But this one, does it come specifically with this watch?
yes,
Oh, okay.
which
It's not just
so
something they have and they give to some Oris customers that just buy any
no, no,
watch. Okay.
no. This is like there's a spot for it in the box.
Oh, okay.
So they had this in mind when they gave it to you. So I mean, the another option is that I got a screwdriver kit that was supposed to be in a 39 millimeter
Hmm.
Aquis, and it was all a big mistake.
Well, I find that hard to believe if it's too big of a
Yeah,
screwdriver. Yeah.
yeah, that's true. Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of sad. um, and that's my bone to pick. Let's see. Nilo says the Oris it looks great on the green rubber. Um, Scott's asking, what does Oris do that's better than other brands? Huh. Um, Activism, right? No other brands do that.
I
Um,
mean, a brand doesn't have to do something better than other brands for me to enjoy one of their watches and buy it.
yeah,
But
absolutely. Great point.
um,
Like,
yeah,
yeah,
I'm kind of drawing a blank though.
even Seiko. Like, what does Seiko do better than other brands? You could have said like, once upon a time, they had the most value, cost effective, most bang for your buck, which I don't think is true anymore. I think Tissot holds that crown. Tissot and Longines.
I think
Um,
Seiko has some of the better, if not best, dials for the money that you're
yeah,
spending. If you're looking at the
that's true. That's a good
Presage
point,
and
actually.
um, there's really not a lot of other brands that can compete with that, in my opinion, that I've seen.
Yeah,
Like when they say micro brands have better quality than Seiko, I think they mean like the total package of they have maybe a better bracelet or something like that, but the dials still don't compete when you compare um, prices, similar prices to similar watches, I think.
yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. There was another one that I just thought of. Um, it'll come to me. Oh, GMTs. Like GMTs. It probably had the lowest price GMT.
Mm-hmm.
The Seiko 5. So GMT movement. But that's not the question, right, Scott? Oris. Um, Oris.
they're they're good at working, or they're good at being at community events.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm I'm blanking on the actual watches though.
The
Um,
most cost approachable independent. Like if you want to use not like watchmaker independent brand, but you know, self-owned brand, I guess. I mean, yeah. I don't know if you could count Seiko because they're like a big conglomerate, right? Seiko Epson. Uh,
Yeah.
so I don't. I find it hard to say that Seiko owns Seiko when you have Seiko Epson Corporation owns Seiko Grand Seiko. But you know
As
that
someone who likes blue-green dials, the Clean Ocean dial is one of my favorites ever. So
yeah
they do that better than other brands. I don't know.
yeah
I'm just throwing out stuff.
yeah. But yeah, your point still stands. Like a brand doesn't have to do something the best, like anything the best. They can be
Mhm.
really good at a bunch of stuff, and still have merit, be worth owning. I'd say. Um, Oris 10-year warranty, right?
Oh yeah.
There you go, Caliber 400. Um, 10-year warranty. Easy Clayton, good to see you, sir. Chloe, good to see you. SBDX 17, cool watch, man, on rubber. Great choice. Um, oh, here you go. Neff had an answer. On the Aqua's better case finishing, movement wise, way more bang for the buck. 5-day power reserve, highly regulated, 10-year warranty. There you go. And service intervals. Yeah. Neff Neff is Mr. Oris. He's wearing an Aquas. Mez 9's wearing to Ranger. Great choice. SBGJ213. Great choice, James. Um, pusher. Bill K says that's a pusher, not a poker. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have called it a poker. Um, screw pusher.
Well, it's better than whatever I called the swing arm on that one stream. So
What did you call it? Scissor. You
the
called it the
scissor,
scissor.
yeah.
Yeah. No, that's fine. I knew what you were talking about. Um, now it says I lost a screw that holds a bracelet on my Aquas. Had to pay $90 for driving screwdriver.
Wow.
Thankfully it fits. Yeah. I mean, they know. Like, I had the Oris Master Diver, which is titanium. It's huge, 43. That's not huge. 43.5. It's huge for me, but great size. Great watch, incredible watch. It's a regulator as well, meaning the hour count, the time hours is in a subdial so that you see minutes first and foremost. So there's only one hand on the central pinion thing. Do you know what I mean, Keith?
Not really. Keep going.
Uh, well, yeah. So the package you get on that is really good. Like everything fits. You know, the screwdriver fits. It comes with a screwdriver, comes with a bracelet and a rubber strap. Everything just works. And another thing here, more bones to pick. Like I'm gonna pick this bone dry. Um, let me pull this bracelet. I mean this rubber strap out. Ours used to have like an on the fly adjustment system on the rubber bracelets. I had it. I sent that clasp to Clayton because he had an Aquas for a while. But it had an on the fly adjustment system. You press two buttons in the back here and you could slide this up and down. They got rid of it. It's
That was
gone.
on all of them, or was that on all of them, or that was a special upgrade of the rubber strap?
No, that was on all of them.
Oh, okay.
Um, I mean, I can't actually, maybe not the 39.5 millimeter edition. I don't know for sure if it was on that one, but every Aquas 43.5 that I held had that was on rubber had that on the fly adjustment system. So it was really disappointing to see that was gone. Um, Wilson talking about spring bars here. Um, I'm glad you brought that up because we should talk about screws, right? More bones to pick here. Uh, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just
This is
messing with
gonna be your last Oris, isn't it?
you. No, I love this watch though, man. I really I didn't think I'd like a green mother of pearl dial. I don't even know how they make the mother of pearl green.
Mm-hmm.
But they have a bunch of mother of pearl dials now, right? They have they're green, they have blue. Have you should take a look at their blue mother of pearl.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I don't recall hearing about that.
okay, I got to show this to you because you like the clean ocean, right?
Yeah, love it.
Um, let me.
Which, by the way, I traded it in for a watch 13 months ago, still at the AD. They have not sold it.
Oh no way!
Well, 'cause they have it way overpriced, but I see it every time.
Okay.
I was actually there yesterday pulling a Sanjay with a box in my car,
All right.
in my trunk, even, and I just wave to it every time I see it there.
Yeah. Oh, that's kind of sad. What have they priced it at, if you don't mind me asking?
2250, which is just high.
Okay, that is really high.
Delray watch had one, not as good condition as mine because I keep my watches in really good condition, but Delray watch had one for 1600, so that was a
Oh,
huge difference. Which
yeah.
um,
Did I lose you?
no, I'm still here.
Okay, sorry. I may have cut out for a bit there.
Okay, no, oh,
Yeah.
not that I noticed.
Okay. So here, if we go into the Aquas section, they have these mother of pearl dials, and
Ah,
I have a feeling this may look really really good. It's the ladies version, 36.5 mil, but
oh, okay.
um, I don't know if they make it in a larger version, but I have a
Yeah,
feeling
I
that
guess I didn't realize yours is a mother of pearl dial.
yeah, yeah,
I didn't realize that because I see it in person. I saw it at the Wind Up Chicago
right.
event.
Um,
Um,
I wouldn't have thought it was mother of pearl. I thought it was something else when I first saw it. So it wasn't immediately apparent to me that it was mother of pearl. Let me um, show this again. So once you catch the light,
yeah.
you can see like those streaks, and then you realize, okay, it kind of does look like pearl, but yeah. Um, Still going through the chat. Sorry. Uh, uh, oh man, Chaz, or is it really good at greasing the palms of content creators on YouTube?
Yeah, I was also
Um,
going to mention that. They're friends with every YouTube creator
they
except for
are.
one. Yeah.
No, I don't. I shouldn't say anything. I don't know. I don't think they. I don't think they're. I'm not gonna comment. No comment.
Which I
Nomos
think
said,
is, I
oh,
mean, oh,
Nomos is
sorry, I think it's a good move. I was watching this, I can't remember her name, but a newer YouTube creator, and like Oris was the first brand to send her a watch, really. And
yeah,
I've seen other like really small channels get watches too. So, which I think is a good move for us to get, people talking about their watches.
yeah,
Um,
that's true. Uh, Nomos independent. You can manufacture moon for $1,500. Torrens here. Good to see you. Horace can grease me up.
Have you seen the new Nomos Club Sport? I think it's called the 37 millimeter. I don't know
I
if it's
have not.
a watch you'd be into, but it looks pretty cool.
37. That's interesting actually, because their previous sports were 42 and huge, right?
Yeah. So this was just released.
To be
Um,
on monochrome.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would say it's released 2 weeks ago, maybe, or it was announced 2 weeks ago,
Oh, okay.
somewhere around there. There's a
Should I
blue
search?
dial and a green dial. Yeah. Blue dial and green dial, sub-seconds. Um,
Ah,
oh, people in the chat are telling me the creator I was talking about was Elizabeth Grant,
who's that?
or the one that got the Orison that I was talking about.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I
So
think it's
this
pretty
one?
cool looking. Yeah, I think it's like something like 8 or 9 millimeters thick. I
Yeah,
really
they're
like the color green that they're using.
yes.
Um, the lugs are long because it's a Nomos and all their lugs are long, but I think it works with a 37 millimeter. I would like that, to take up the rest of my wrist. Yeah, lug to
Oh,
lug
wow.
47, almost 48 on
48.
a 37.
Oh, man, that is insane.
But it's still
And
it's
you
still
got
I would it still would
y
work on a wrist though,
I don't
right?
know, man. And it's
Oh,
got male end links.
oh yeah.
I
I
would think this would be awkward on my wrist.
I think
Um,
Jenny L just I think it was Jenny L just did a video on it. I haven't watched it yet,
okay.
but I saw that on my feed.
Okay,
But
I gotta take a look at that.
but it's pretty
Um,
cool looking.
yeah. Oh, I remember this bracelet. I really wanted this bracelet. Okay, so male end link issue is gone with this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's like the old what do you call them? Those Speedo bracelets. Have you seen those? Like the stretchy ones?
No.
No. Um, anyway, yeah, you're not missing out. They were awful.
Okay.
But but nostalgic nonetheless. Um, yeah, great call on that one. Finally, Nomos. Oh, took too long. And this one is the 100 meters water resist, or is it like
I believe
300 or
so. I believe it is 100 meters.
yeah. All right. 200. 200.
Oh, 200. Really?
Suitable for diving, it says.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, let me share the screen one more time here. So right here, 200.
Yeah. Look at that height, 8.3.
Yeah.
Wild.
No, Nomos. Oh, they just do it right. Like their Tetra. Their Tetra is probably my favorite watch of their lineup. Have you seen a Tetra or tried one on?
The name sounds familiar, but I can't. Oh no, I have not tried that on.
Oh, it's so good, especially on the silver cut dial. Um, this, this is my favorite Nomos by far, and
Mm.
it's super thin too. Um, 7.3 millimeters, and it's
Oh
automatic.
wow.
Like, look at this. It's got a rotor in it. It's 7.3
Yeah,
mils,
it's wild.
and and um, what was I gonna say? Um, it's not too big. 33 by 33 square watch. I don't know why they call it the 39 because the Tetra Neomatic 39 silver cut. I actually stayed away from this watch because I thought it was
Mm.
39 by 39, which is gigantic. Um, but it's only 33 by 33. So I'm
Yeah, I
sure
feel
there's
like
a reason.
that's like a F91W size.
Yeah,
Or close enough. I mean, it's a square, not a rectangle, but
right. So I am yeah, I love the Tetra. I miss my Tetra. I had one for a while.
oh, you did.
Yeah, I had the 29 and a half by 29 and a half, which is a good size. Um, but my issue with it was the crown was offset off the center of the case, and it was super thin. The case was like wafer thin because it was a manual wind. Um, and the crown was actually abrading against uh, my wrist because it
Okay.
stuck out. Like the crown was wider than the case, which is a baffling design choice. But uh, oh, Scott says I think actually Oris is the best bang for buck everyday titanium watch. I don't know, Longines with that Spirit titanium.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
the spirit speaks to me more than the titanium Oris. I
yeah,
actually really like the titanium Aquas. It's 43 and a half, so it's too big, but I think the finishing is really well done on it. The polishing looks really good. Like you can't tell it's titanium until you pick it up. Which I guess is the case for a lot of titanium, really. But I find it impressive. I would
yeah,
like to see it used more on their other Aquas models with other dial colors.
yeah, for sure. But like I don't know if they do a 41 and a half in titanium. That would be really
Yeah,
nice
I
to
don't
see.
think so, but I'm not 100% sure. I asked the Oris person at Windup if they had plans for more titanium. Like, I'm not sure they would know anyways, but
Right.
I said I think they said not now.
Okay.
It's for Aquases, I guess.
Yeah. Hmm. Um, Everyday watch guy Torrin says surprise doors got rid of the adjustable micro extension on the clasp. Um, oh man, we're way behind. Green is perfect on that Nomos, 200 meters water resist, says Scott, 8.3 mils thick. In-house movement is for something. Is
Is
yeah.
maybe is something.
Oh, is
I
something.
don't, maybe I don't know.
Yeah. Nomos is underrated. Says Scott. Marcus says Nomos has really flat dials, not very appealing to me. But that have you seen the silver cut though, Marcus? Like that silver cut dial has a lot of depth. I mean, not a lot of depth, but more depth. Um, Nilo says I've owned a few Speedle bracelets. There you go. The stretchy hair pullers. Wish no one would sell me just an auto movement ebausch. That would be cool. Would you put that on a? Man, what would you do with that? um, hey, Chaz says Theo and Harris big on Nomos and fake Willie Nelson. Who's Willie Nelson? Do you get that?
I know who Willie Nelson is, but I don't know the fake Willie Nelson reference.
Hmm.
Willie Nelson is a country artist.
Okay, Chaz, maybe you can clarify. All right, so Keith, do you have any new releases you'd like to talk about? We could quickly talk about my conundrum here with
Yeah, let's talk about your conundrum.
okay. Um just real quick. It was just something, just a title I came up with in like 10 seconds. But so 2 weeks ago, 4 weeks, 3 weeks ago, I got this guy, right? A couple days later, there's a bunch of reviews coming out. I'm not saying I got it before the reviews, but there were reviews, and I was starting to see those reviews more prominently. Like Tim also did a review, and I was like, oh, this green dial watch, it's so cool. It's got this mother of pearl thing going on. I love the strap.
It's
I thought
very
about it
unique.
for. I'm sorry.
It's very unique.
It is. And I thought about it for a month, right? And thought, okay, the hype has died down. I get it. Tim also puts a video out like the next day or the day after that. And I'm like, oh, okay. And last week I talked about the SLGH013, which was the Grand Seiko I was hoping to get to fill out my high beat vacancy that's in my Grand Seiko collection. Uh, but it's not the watch I want anymore now that I had the Sea of Clouds. Thank you, Torin. Um, but yeah, so the next day, Marcus sends a link. Marcus G, um, and Watchfinder has done a video on it like the next day, and I'm thinking, man, if I look back, this has happened like consistently, and I try really hard to be contrarian, right? I try really hard to be unique and to have something different from everyone else. Usually I fall flat on my face. I have everything everyone else has or watch enthusiast has, which is not a bad thing, and it doesn't keep me up at night or anything. But I've come to resign myself as of today that I'm just a filthy casual, you know.
I thought you were gonna say now everyone at work is wearing that watch.
Right.
It's like you're never gonna see it out anywhere.
Yeah. And this is why I don't trust myself with like one of the reasons why I don't trust myself with collaborations. And like I've been noticing this with other things as well, like not just watches. Like the workplace I was in before when I was in IT and order management and stuff like that. Um it was kind of like everyone's kind of clean in the sense, not like it's filthy in terms of like physical cleanliness, but everyone was respectful in terms of speech, and no one cursed and swore. Um, I'm in a different world now.
Yeah.
Oh man. So like before, when I heard someone curse, I would wince, like kind of I'd have a reaction, like uncontrollable. Like if I was smiling, my smile would just go off my face, or some maybe something subtle, but I'd internally cringe, or something would happen to me. And w- once I started here, it was at my new job. It was it was hard for a while, you know. Like
Uh-huh.
I was like, oh man, my ears are bleeding. Um, but uh, but now I got desensitized to it, and I don't even hear it anymore. Like, and it happens so quickly, and I feel like you know, I don't know. I don't know if I'd actually. I don't think I'd ever start cursing, but I have. I've had the urge in my head um, to
I say
say,
let it fly.
"No, no, no way. No, not a chance. It's never gonna happen." But in my head, the beginnings of like, if something didn't go right, the beginnings of it have started to crop up, you know?
Mm.
So now I try to put earphones on, and not try to listen to, the cursing as much. But so I'm
So
easily
like
influenced.
if if you're doing something and like something makes you mad or something, like you're working on something and it's frustrating and you want to swear, like what word do you use? I picture you saying like, "Oh, sugar" or something,
No,
you
no,
know?
no, I don't use substitute, swear words either.
Oh,
I
wow.
mean, you could consider the most I say is, "Oh, man," right? I was like,
Okay.
"Oh, man." Um, but I don't consider that a substitute word. It could be. You could argue that that's a substitute word, but I don't even use substitute words. Um, like a funny thing is my family, they say like, "Oh, stink," or something like that,
Okay.
um, which is, you know, I mean, why say that? You're pretty much saying the word anyway, right? But I don't use substitute words. I either just growl or like go, "Ah," you know, or grunt or
Okay.
something, but I don't actually curse. Not no substitute words. I consider that just as I consider that cursing. Like what difference is the F word versus, you know, a substitute F word? What's a substitute?
Uh-huh.
Anyway, doesn't matter. Um, yeah, it's the same thing in my head. Not to offend anyone, please don't take it the wrong way. Like if you curse, you know, hey, that's your choice. I don't mean to. I'm not imposing anything on anyone. This is just a conversation point. Um, but yeah, so when something does go wrong, I just usually say, "Oh man," or
Mm,
"That
okay.
sucks," or "Ah." But yeah, so I'm super too easily influenced, which is, and I
Mm,
mentioned, which is what scares me about collaborations and why I go like to the nth degree when someone does send me some straps or something like that, and I really want to check out the straps. Like Artem sent me straps, and I think I said it like 4 times in the video. It's like, hey, these were sent to me. Um, I would urge you to not take my word, you know, in a sense, like I don't know if I've been subliminally pacified in some way, right? Um, I just don't know myself. I'm not imposing
yeah.
this again, not imposing this on other reviewers or anything. I just I don't trust myself, and
But
yeah,
yeah, I mean, when I like I was I told you recently I was going through I was looking at reviews of a watch and yours popped up first. And I always watch yours first, not just because you're my friend, but because I feel like almost every YouTuber is like compromised in some way, but like you buy all your watches, you don't get paid by anything, anybody, and you could just say what you feel about a watch, which I feel like most, even if they say, "Hey, I got this watch for free," but I'm allowed to say whatever, or like I saw one recently, they're sponsoring this, but I could say whatever I want. Well, it's
right.
still it's still affecting you in some way. So that's why, yeah, I like watching your reviews,
Oh well,
just
thank you.
because, yeah, you
But
can say whatever you want.
at the same time, though, I don't ever buy a watch that I'm not. I think I'm not gonna like. So
Yeah,
most of my reviews, all of my reviews are positive because I only buy the watches I want. um, So, it's never gonna be I don't think I've ever had a I mean, except the Oris. I don't think I've ever had a watch where, I've been horribly dissatisfied with because, you
mm,
know, I do my research, and I buy the watch I want to own. So, I think in a sense, no one's gonna get, like, the say, what's a watch I wouldn't like? A Diesel or a Daniel Wellington. I'm not gonna buy that, and I'm not gonna
yeah.
poorly review it because I know I'm not gonna like it. Um, So yeah, there's the other side to that story in a sense, right? Like with the Grand Seiko, the SBGJ 201. That's a Watte dial GMT high beat Grand Seiko, and I was saying, okay, this watch is almost 14 mil thick. It's thick, but Grand Seiko's done a whole bunch of things to thin it out, right? They've got the concave cuts on the underside of the case. It feels way thinner, which it does. I stand by those words. And this is going a couple of years back now to this review. But then I sold that watch because it was clunky after a while. I was like, oh man, this is thick. It feels clumsy. Even though Grand Seiko did a good job making it feel less than 14 mil thick, um, in the end, now if you were to ask me, I'm saying, you gotta you gotta know what you're getting into. Just get the titanium, like James Duffy. He has the titanium SBGJ 213, which adds the the low density of titanium to that mix, which makes it even more approachable, more wearable. But if you're
Mhm.
getting the steel, like the Peacock, um, Chaz has the Peacock, and I'm sure it wears great on Chaz, and I'm sure he finds it comfortable. Maybe he doesn't, but Chaz, you can chime in. Um, it's got that same case, which is thick and a little cumbersome, especially on a smaller wrist. And if I were to redo that review, go back and redo that review, I'd say, hey, they've done a good job making it feel thinner, but it's still clunky.
Mhm.
um, so there's still, because the flip side is I did spend money to buy this watch, so the conflict of interest kind of arises from the fact that I want to justify the purchase, right?
Yeah.
So I mess up in that way. So it sucks. It sucks to be a filthy casual, someone who's I feel like I'm of low IQ because I keep um trying to be different, trying to be unique, and then I'm just on the bleeding edge of what's new. Basically, hey, my comfort zone, which is Grand Seikos, new Orises, new Seikos, new Longines. Hey, the new Longines Spirit 37 came out.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's hard to be unique if you're buying big brands, quote unquote big watch brands.
Yeah,
Um, I think, I think of unique as when Amin bought his Ketelars. I had no idea who Ketelars was. And I think he turned a lot of people onto the brand and that watchmaker.
yeah,
But it's like you got to go super independent to be truly unique. But in the
yeah.
world where not many people are into watches and in your everyday, you're still unique if you're even like you're wearing a Rolex, so
Right. Yeah, it's true. And I'm mostly poking fun at myself because
mhm.
I like that. But
But I get it too. I like having something which I don't have right now, something
yeah,
that not a lot of people have. Or,
yeah,
when you think of like, I was watching that Tudor Black Bay 36 steel and gold review. That's the one I was watching on your channel. And I
yeah,
messaged Brandon, who's been on this stream before. And I said, I always think of you when I see this watch because it's just
yeah.
like I associate it with him. Because you don't really see that watch a lot. Yours is like one of the only reviews of that. So,
Really?
I mean, and since we're still like, kind of a bigger brand, but it's still like unique to Brandon.
Yeah, it is.
So I guess it's still achievable, depending on the watch, maybe.
It it is. I'd say it still is. I mean, I have a Tudor Royale, right? Which is derided in like 50-50 derided, right? A lot of people don't like it. Some people like it.
Hmm.
Um, um, Derivative kind of looks like the oyster quartz, but I love the Tudor Royale. So I know, like I said those things, but I know I'm very eccentric. Uh, just like the fact that I wear watches to detail cars, like you know, watches you shouldn't be wearing, is a really dumb thing to do, right? It's a unique thing to do. So I fully understand that I'm still weird, and I like that I'm weird, which is what makes things interesting. I'm probably the most eccentric person in the dealership that I work at. So
Okay.
um, yeah,
You're certainly the only one that's made his own uniform or whatever.
yeah. See, there you go. Oh, yeah. That's
Sanjay,
like
here's your standard issued uniform that everyone wears. No, no, it does not
no, this
suffice for me.
is garbage. this this will not do. Uh, yeah. For those who don't know the story, I harvested the logo out of the uniform that was issued to me, and I purchased a fairly nice shirts, not $100 plus shirts, but like 20-$30 shirts from Costco, which are really nice. I find them really nice, and I stitched those onto the shirts. I got better pants that were more stretchy and
Mm,
comfortable and looked better. And these baggy cargo pants that are black and already
yeah,
fading.
I couldn't do cargo pants.
Yeah.
That's when I know I've given up on life.
Yeah. So it was nice. Like it's worth doing that if you can do that.
Mhm.
Um, it's worth having nicer clothes that you feel good in. Um, it sounds really vain, but I don't think it's that cut and dry. I think because you'd have nicer clothes, I feel like you can do a better job, which I feel I'm doing a far better job than I was when I had the uniform for a week. I just could not. I felt slow. I felt like a slob, um, trying to clean these $200,000 vehicle, and I'm wearing cargo pants, and hey, gotta have some self respect. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
So that's the story. Um, let's see what you guys are saying here. Uh, Daniel Wellington is great, says Scott Tarlow. He invented beef Wellington. That's a good one. Um, Sanjay's rated G, says underachieving watch collector. Absolutely. Not that, G10 plus. It's like U for universal if you're using the British grading system. Matthew here says, I had to let my SBGJ 235 go because it was too bulky. Beautiful, but too thick. Yes. That's such a beautiful watch. The blue Mount Iwate GMT, same case, same high beat GMT case, which is kind of cumbersome. Um, Justin says people aren't here for breaking news. It's true. um, Marcus has bought a 3861 Sapphire Speedmaster this week. Wow. Congrats. That's huge. As casual and common as possible. That's true.
Hey, yeah, loving the watch is way more important than how many people have it, you know?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. But hey, that makes us watch bros, Marcus. And I've made the statement on camera that I will never sell mine. So unless if I have to, um, like have to. Um, let's see. Neil says I've never seen a SKX on wrist in the wild, so don't try hard to be unique. Yeah, I'm mostly doing this in jest. Just hey, Colin, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Neff says everyone is influenced by everything. We're human. Anyone who claims that they're never influenced is full of it. Yes, I kind of agree, but at the same time, you can't absolutely say that, right? Like maybe someone is never like because I'm not saying everyone who's not influenced is a sociopath, but for example, sociopaths, they're probably not influenced to the same degree we are. Um, I'm digging a hole here, aren't I? Let's see. Bruno also said, "No, if you're correct, that's why there are commercials on TV." Marcus says, "Never wanted the Speedmaster Professional because it's so common, but it's a great watch. Finally, so I had to finally buy it." That was actually one of my holdbacks too with the Speedmaster. I tried every other Speedmaster before going Speedy Professional. I had the Speedy Racing, the 38 mil. I had the first Omega in Space. I was like, I gotta get something slightly different. And then I finally got the professional, and that was it. That was the one.
Hmm.
Um, so I totally understand, Marcus. Um, let's see. Colin says my man Wilson was saying hi to Wilson. All right. Okay. So, Keith, sorry for taking so long with that little tirade.
That's what we're
um,
here for. We're here for Sanjay tirades.
yeah. What did you have any interesting watches that you were interested in, I should say, this week?
This week,
Did
not
you happen to
really.
see the Chronomat, the GMT Chronomat?
I don't think so.
Let me pull that up actually. Breitling Chronomat, actually.
Yeah.
Because they had one in a 38 mil option. Um, it's the 40. Oh no, dinky here. But they had a 38 as well, if I'm not mistaken. I thought they were pretty nice.
Oh,
I
okay. Yeah, yeah.
Are you familiar with the model?
I'm not too familiar with this now.
Because they have a 38 36 mil um non GMT version that I was really interested in. I know our friend Brandon, who you were talking about earlier, he was pretty interested in that too a couple of years
Mm.
ago. Um, the only thing I love that bullet bracelet. Uh Man, it is so nice. It's so unique, right? It's eccentric and yeah, it's really cool.
I was in a
But
Breitling AD yesterday. They must not have them in stock because I don't remember seeing this.
oh well, they just announced it, so it'll probably take like
Oh, okay.
7 8 months for them to actually carry it.
I still
um,
think it's crazy, this, as an aside, that the new Super Ocean, that they have four sizes, but they jump from 42 millimeters to 36 millimeters. Like, I feel like 39, 40, they're such a popular size, and they're just like, no, no, no. We'll do every size but the popular one, which I think 42 is probably super popular for them anyways. But I was looking at
yeah,
the 36 millimeter yesterday. I'm just like, this is too small.
right. The
Um,
36 is too small for a diver. Although I do love the Omega mid-sized Wii Master. But the 40 did you try the 42 on?
no.
Because I got to try Torrens Super Ocean, the new one, on 42. It wears really well. It wears like a Seiko 42, um, like the Marine Master 200 case. It doesn't wear like that case, but it has th- the compactness of that case. Um, very much its own thing though, because it has. Let me pull that up because um, it's worth looking into that watch because I was super impressed. And if you can handle that slanted cut bracelet, um, I think it's a winner. Super Ocean 2022. So it has a look of what would you call it? Super compressor diver because it has that huge um rehole rehole
Yeah, yeah.
rehot. What do you call that? Chapter ring. Is is that a chapter ring? So that inner ring does not move.
Okay.
The bezel rotates, of course, and the bezel is pretty slim, and this makes the watch look really small actually, because the effective area of the timekeeping section is really small. So it wears really nice. So you should look into it if you're
Yeah.
in
Well,
in the market for another
I
diver.
have the new thing now where I don't wear, if a watch is on a bracelet, it has to be titanium or like super light steel, like possibly the Spirit is. So any watch on a bracelet now, I just kind of avoid unless it's titanium.
Yeah.
Just because.
Hmm.
Um,
Um.
So that kind of, like, even I was wearing my Grand Seiko yesterday, I'm just like, oh, this is too heavy. I think it's 125 or something. I don't know. It's not comfortable.
Yeah, this one would be really heavy, like it's a
Yeah.
chunk of metal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, let's see. So would are you interested at all in like a Breitling chronomat? What would be like your reservations? I have some, but let me pull it up again here. What are your thoughts on
What
this
are your
guy?
reservations on it?
Okay, so for me, probably would be the mirror polished bezel that rotates. I'm not a huge fan of that. Probably a
You
bit
don't
too
like
loud.
polished bezels at all, right?
I do like polished
Oh,
bezels,
okay.
but this bezel is really wide, relatively speaking, um, because it's a timing bezel, right? Because of that, I think the polished surface area is huge. So there's a lot of light hitting your eye, and it's a little um, what's the word? Gaudy,
Blingy. I would use blingy.
blingy. Blingy is a good word. Yeah. So yeah, that's my main reservation. I might it like sometimes I feel it. Like sometimes it's okay, but other times I'm not so into it, which usually is a bad sign, which means I won't really connect with this watch. But if only it was brushed, if only that bezel was
Mhm.
brushed, it would be excellent.
What do you think of the look of the bracelet? Do you like that? It's definitely unique.
Yeah, I love the bracelet. The
Mm.
bracelet is a huge winner. I would buy it in a heartbeat if that bezel wasn't polished. You know. Anything
It's a nice
else?
looking watch. I'm not a Breitling person in general, but
Yeah. Like, let's see what
like
you
I would
guys are
see.
saying.
Oh yeah, go to
Sorry.
the chat.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Let's see. Scott saying, does the FOS actually wear smaller than the new Speedy Sapphire? I don't. I would say it doesn't. It actually wore larger for me because of the straighter lugs. And Justin asking the question, why does Breitling always polish everything? That's a great question, Justin. That chronomat is so close for us, I guess. Now it says I didn't go to watch time because I can't be influenced. uh, hey Marcus, thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat. Some days Sanjay tirades will become Sanjay rants. Yeah, there you go. You know what grinds my gears? Um,
No one can rant
Screw.
like Marcus.
No, Marcus is the king of rants, king of cold starts, cold opens too.
Yeah. Which is like, you got to be on it. You got to make sure you're on that stream right when it starts, or you're going to miss the, possibly the best part of it.
Yeah, that's true. Um, Bruno asking if I tried the speedy reduced. That's probably the one speedy I haven't tried. Um, so I have not tried that one. Nilo says new Breitling GMT looks great. Was going to be a tough sell with an in-house movement for most. Without an in-house movement for most. Yeah, I guess so, which is unfortunate because I've come to really not care about that in-house moniker. So the more generic, the better.
Yeah.
Says the filthy casual.
It's
uh, Breitlings, Marcus and Breitlings are normally available in store the week after. Okay, that's good. I think I was conflating Breitling with Omega and Longines. Sorry, Breitling. Steel Steez, good to see you. I agree. Breitling always used to do that. We're going to make every size that's unpopular. We understand that the sweet spot is between 30 and 41. So those are the exact sizes we want to
I know.
make.
It's crazy.
Anilo agreeing. 42 Super Ocean. We're so small. We're small. Matthew says that dial reminds me too much of a Zodiac Super Sea. It's
I could see that.
understandable. Yeah, I could see that too.
The Super Ocean, not the
Yeah,
other one.
not
Yeah.
the GMT. Breitling managed to ruin the Super Ocean for me. Yeah, this is. I didn't expect it to be so divisive. That Super Ocean. So I just thought it was a great watch, and yeah, it turns out a lot of people were unhappy about it. James says it makes me think of a marshmallow on a stick. I think that's what makes me like it in a weird way. I like that square on the minute hand. Um, let me pull it up again here. Super. I'm not gonna type it all again. Yeah. Okay. Maybe next time. But the minute hand has that square on it. Square of loom. I think I think it's kind of cool. I think also I have a feeling Breitling did this to in a way spite the Tudor Black Bay. I don't know for sure, but everything just matches so well. Like with the Black Bay, you got triangles, you got circles, and you got squares with the snowflake hands. And Breitling suddenly puts a square in the minute hand, and everything's square and everything matches, and it's more cohesive of a design, in my opinion. Um, I have a feeling maybe a little jab at Tudor. I don't know. Colin says Sanjay needs the Yachtmaster 37. I sure do. I actually seriously considered a Yachtmaster 37 for a couple of weeks, a few years ago.
I don't know how many versions there are, but the rhodium dial, because that's the one I like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I really like that one too. Um, all right, well, it's a good time. Good time to call it.
Speed answer. I want to answer Sam's question, which
Okay.
I can't answer, but you can.
Oh,
What do you think? Would you rather have the Speedmaster 57 or the Speedy Pro?
Speedy Pro. Speedy Pro. Like I literally held those two side by side when I got the Speedy Pro because I went in for the Speedmaster 57 because I thought that was the one I'd like, but it didn't wear well for me for a small wrist. Even though it's a smaller watch, it it didn't wear well. The Speedy Pro just wore perfectly, and yeah, it. I think that was the biggest thing, but it wasn't as beautiful as it was in the pictures in person as well, in my opinion. So, how about you?
I don't have an opinion.
Yeah,
I don't do too much Omega.
James, a two-time Tudor Royale owner commenting on a bezel. Yeah, the Tudor Royale has specks of polishing on the bezel. It's just got like a polished square and then lines on it and then a polished square, and it's super weird. Some might even say ugly, but I think it's charming. Um, Marshmallow on the stick. Hey, Pete McConville is here. Good to see you, sir. People are unhappy because watch people get angry when you show them something they haven't been told to like. That is probably the sad truth. um, a couple more. Oh, Pete also says if I was buying a Speedy, the Mark II wins. Marcus says Speedy Pro as well. Hey, Junior Johnson's here. Hello. Hope you are well. But yeah, probably a good time to call it a night. I am running out of steam as well. Uh, Keith, do you have anything you'd like to recommend? Something you'd like to plug?
Nope, nothing.
Alrighty. Well,
I will say I do enjoy, and I said no, and then of course I'm going to say something.
no, that's okay.
I do enjoy the casual watch reviews streams. They have one on Tuesday and one on Sundays, and that's fun. And Pete's on there
Oh,
sometimes
okay.
as well. But yeah, those are a fun watch.
Yeah.
They tend to
I,
focus like not always, but there's a little more focus on more of the like Christopher Ward's and stuff, like more of the brands I'm into. So,
Yeah.
like the releases this week, I was most excited about probably like the limited edition Formex, or like there's a new Fears 40 millimeter, like stuff like that. But yeah, so it's kind of cool to have some of that stuff covered too. But it's just, I've listened to the Casual Watch reviews, like podcasts, before they did the streams, and I've always been a fan. So
Yeah. That's good to know. I'll have to check them out. Did they like a lot of the watch podcasts are kind of low now, aren't they? Like I feel like there aren't a lot just going on. There used to be
yeah,
it used to be overwhelming. Like you'd have to try and keep up.
yeah, I feel like
Um,
I watch the streams more than podcasts these days. I kind of
yeah.
have an issue with some of the podcasts. Don't want to call out one specifically, but there's the brands, and there's multiple that sell watches, so they can't really speak negatively on watches, so they won't. Like
Hmm.
there was a podcast I was listening to, and they were talking about watch buying mistakes or which watches you regret, but they wouldn't say which watches. They're like, "Oh, this is not the time and place for that." It's like, okay,
Oh,
I'm done. I'm done listening.
oh no.
But um,
It
but I
literally
feel
is
like
the
that.
time and the place to talk.
Yeah, I feel like the watch streams people talk a little more openly about their likes and dislikes, unless you're listening to like a Two Bro Watch Snobs or something like that. But
Hmm.
yeah, and there's a lot of good guests on the Casual Watch Reviews stream. They have the guy from Fears,
Oh,
the owner of Fears, is on there, and there's all
Nicholas.
kinds of people. Pete, and yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
What do you have any watch reviews coming up?
Yes, that Seiko, King Seiko.
Oh, okay.
I am preparing to review it, which is why I was wearing it more
Oh, okay.
frequently this week.
Cool.
So yeah, putting all the straps on, getting bunches of wrist rolls and shots of them, just to pepper it through the review. Hopefully, hopefully get it out this week.
Nice.
Yeah, but Oris, goodbye, King Seiko. I don't know. I know I keep saying that. I know I keep saying I don't know, but
They're all
I'm
gonna go at some point. Let's be honest here.
well, no. I'll keep the Speedy. The Speedy has to stay,
Okay.
and the SPGY 003, even though that's been on in a bit of hot water.
Yeah, I just
But
want everyone watching here to know that when I was watching that Tudor Black Bay 36 review, you said it was one of your exit watches, and it was probably a forever keeper. So
yeah, I did say that, didn't I? Yeah. I was having a bit of a crisis though, right? When I got that watch. I feel like I was having a bit of a crisis thinking back. Because I was really sick the week before I got it. And
okay.
I did a horrible one of the horrible deals. I straight traded my Master, so the midsize
Oh,
Omega Seamaster, for that Tudor Black Bay Steel and Gold 36. And I was like, yeah, who knows, like with all this COVID stuff going on, if I'm gonna be around in, you know, 2 3 years. So this is my exit watch.
oh, so it's the exit watch because you were gonna die soon. That's the,
Yeah, it's kind of morbid, but everything was just blowing up at that time. Like everyone was panicking. I'd
oh
like to
yeah.
think I wasn't panicking as much as everyone else, but I was kind of like, this might be it. Might kick the
No, I
bucket. You never
was
know.
I was in full panic mode. To
Yeah.
be honest.
Yeah, I was more like preparing to, enjoy my last days or something. Yeah.
Okay.
Not that I wasn't afraid or anything, but it was just more like,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, pre- setting myself up.
Oh, okay.
My dying watch collection. If I were to pass, this would be what I would be known as owning, the final state of the collection.
That's not a
I'll stop.
terrible
Okay.
trade, because I want to say
Sure.
like the Seamaster at the time was probably 4,000 something in US dollars, and I think that watch was 4,000 because
Was
of
it?
the gold. So I don't think they
No.
were like that far off from price.
I think
So
it was, memory probably isn't serving me well, but I
Maybe
know
it
the
was
Seamaster was like 552 or something Canadian,
okay.
59 maybe. So yeah, it might have been an okay deal actually. Yeah, now that I
Yeah,
think about it. Yeah, because the black base steel and gold 36 was around 40, 42, 45. I could be wrong. This is 3 years ago. So
yeah.
yeah,
Not terrible for yeah, it's pretty uh, not too
yeah,
bad.
some good questions here. Now, what is the collection going to be on your headstone? That's a good idea, actually. There you go. I
Tune in next week for
I
the
always have a Google Doc, right? A Google sheet, not a sheet, but just a notepad, Google Keep, sticky note that always had my current collection. So if anyone asks, "Hey, what's in your collection?" I actually sometimes have a complete mind blank and I can't remember my watch collection. So I have a sticky which has my watch collection in it for the 200 times I get asked a day what my collection is, which actually is never have I been asked what my collection is. Uh, but I could tell my wife, hey, put this sticky note on my headstone. There you go. Good
I'm sure
idea
she'll
then.
do it too.
Yeah, no, I've actually told her I don't care what you do. um, honestly, yeah. All right. So, thanks so much, everyone, for joining us. Sorry for taking a dark turn there at the end of the show. I don't think it's that dark. I have peace with death. Anyway, uh, on that note, please remember you're infinitely valuable, and you are precious. You are really precious. You might think that you're a filthy casual or a number in a million, but you are actually invaluable. And I'm adding more words here to let you know that I don't just automatically repeat this every end of the stream. I do mean this. You are valuable. Take care, and I'll see you guys next week. Hopefully, with Keith again. Come on, Keith, you got to show up more.
It's possible.
Yeah, I'm just messing with you. No pressure. All right. All right. Good night, everyone.
Night.